Hi, I'm Melanie. A lot of you know me already, but today I'm going to show you how I'd like you to brush your dogs while in between your grooms. So I've got 4 brushes here. This is Bubbles, by the way. I've got 4 brushes. These are the Simpsons Flexi brushes. So you've got the green one, which is the softest, and this I would use as a general go-to brush or for Yorkies or puppies. This one is for double coated breeds, so if you've got a German Shepherd, or you can also use it as a general go-to brush as well. The blue one is for doodle coats, so anything that's curly. So Bubbles is a cockapoo, so she would have the blue one. The red one is just for groomers. It's a de-matting brush, and it can be quite abrasive if not used properly, so I don't recommend anybody to go out and buy the red one. I'm going to put all of these on the video with the links. They're £15 each, and they're a really good buy. They'll last you forever. So we're going to start by brushing Bubbles. After brushing, we're always going to be using a metal comb. Now with a metal comb, you'll get 2 different edges, a thicker edge and a thinner edge. Always the thinner edge. Once we've brushed, we go through from the root out just to make sure that there aren't any mats. Okay, so when you go for a walk with your dog, if it's wet outside, they're going to come back with wet, muddy feet. So ideally, if you can either put them in the sink if they're small enough, or hose their feet down with water just to get the mud off, that would be great. So I'm going to be showing you, obviously I've got a grooming table. You can either put your dog up on a table at home, or I've got a video of me showing you brushing on a sofa. So sitting in front of the telly, it's good bonding time with your dog. So you can do that. Now, if you are going to be brushing your dog when they've been out, then I'd suggest using a conditioning spray. The ones I use are the Julie Harry Signature Coat Management Spray, or I use also the Magic Formula Amazing Tricks by Designer Dog. So something like this, there's lots of others on the market, so you can really have a look around and see which suits you. I'm not going to do it because she's not actually wet. It's not wet out today. But if your dog's wet, spray some, then just leave it a few minutes, give it a good rubbing, and then you can start the brushing. Now when we brush, most people I find have the dog perfectly brushed on the top, maybe the head as well. But then there are other parts of the dog that get really, really matted. So under the arms, where the hair rubs, where the collar is, so where you've got your collar. When we pet our dogs, a lot of us give them a little rub around under the ears. That's also another part where it gets matted. If you have a harness on your dog, that's another part that could get matted around this bit here. And the ankles and the feet are a big part. Ears as well, a lot of people forget to brush their dog's ears and they get matted. When we clip a dog's ears, if it's solid matted, it can cause hematomas. So really important to make sure that the ears of your dog is brushed. The tail, another part that gets really matted. A lot of you say my dog doesn't like it, but it needs to be done. We have to be cruel to be kind, because when we get mats, they form like, and it's like they're in a straitjacket. They have no circulation there when it gets so tight, the mats. So we really have to concentrate on brushing. This is why the conditioning sprays that I've recommended are really good, because if you spray that on, that will let you be able to manage the coat better when you're brushing. Right, so You can start wherever you feel more comfortable, but I always start from the neck down. Now, when you brush, if you wiggle the brush as you're going and go in the same direction the hair grows, it's less likely to hurt your dog. So that's always really important, because we don't want to cause our dogs any pain. So brushing the same direction that the hair goes, wiggling the brush as you go. Now this in theory will only really take you 5 minutes, as long as you're doing it every day for a doodly kind of coat. Now with the feet, her legs aren't very big. I like to keep her quite short. But if you lift the hair up, you start from the toes and you brush down. Then you just let another section go and brush. Another section. Make sure you're actually reaching the skin each time you're doing it. Don't forget the insides here, they get really matted. The other one. Starting at the toe, wiggle the brush. You can do it gently. We're not here to hurt our dogs, but it's just teaching them that they need to be brushed. And we all feel better after we've brushed our own hair, don't we? Right, same with the paw. Now Bubbles hates her feet being done, especially her fronts. But just gently. Good girl, Bubbles. Good girl. Reassure your dog as well. Good girl. That's it. That's it. I know you don't like this one. I know. Good girl. Good girl. Mummy's Bubbles. Good girl. Good girl. So just gently, it doesn't have to be hard. Just gently. That's it. Right. The ears. So I brush down. Now dogs have hair inside, so if you can pull that back, go with the same direction. We don't want to cause any injury to the dog. Same direction. Here we have to be very careful, there's a flap there, so we don't want to catch that. You can push the ear back and brush down like this. Make sure you get right inside there, because that gets matted and it's painful for dogs. Good girl. And the other side. And under the ear. Don't forget, always go in the same direction that the hair grows. Good girl. That's it. Good girl. Keep reassuring them. And the fronts. Another part that also gets forgotten to brush. And then underneath. Much gentler, because this section underneath is very delicate. Right under that armpit, very gently. Very gently. That's it. And then the towel. Start at the end of the towel and then work your way up, as if it's a leg. Make sure you go all the way round, wiggling the brush as you go, nice and gentle. That's good girl. Bubbles also doesn't like her tail done. Right, I've done my brushing, so now I'm going to get my metal comb, has to be metal, and then I'm going to go through, making sure from the skin that there aren't any mats. So I like to do the body first. Then I'm going to show you the feet. So again, sometimes you'll feel a little pull. If it's too much, go back to the brush, give it another little wiggle, and the comb through again. Okay, if I can get my comb through, I can get my clippers through. A lot of people, they'll just brush their dogs. You don't realise that the brush doesn't always go through the mats. So you have to make sure with a comb that it all goes through properly. While I'm on this side, I'll just do this bit. Really good bonding time with your dog as well. You can talk to them while you're doing this, you can watch telly. It becomes a nice routine that you have with your own dog, and it gives a nice bond between you two. That's it. Good girl. And you know dogs love being told how good they are. So, well done, Bubbles. Good girl. That's it. Last one is the tail. We won't forget our tail. So, nice brush. Make sure you get the underneath, because I find a lot of dogs get matted underneath. See? There's a little bit of a tangle there. So with the brush, gently